get started here. We got Dyson Sphere Program started up. And start continuing from building out my production planet. Looking. So I'm currently in the home system or starting system. I am building a Dyson Sphere here, but some recommend not to. Just decided. At least it's good power and antimatter production, I guess. I'm not quite sure how it plays a part in that. But just probably try to put one on every single star in the cluster, or at least as many that make sense. Currently in the Gobi planet here, second one from the star. Chose it mainly because it's easy to terraform and handle all the different, all the building that has to be done here. Let's two options of what to gonna go after. Could either go for increasing research speed, which at this point I'm just working on upgrades. So not exactly needing anything right now. Focusing on maximizing star clusters energy output. So yeah, just gonna go find the next supply chain challenge, try to tackle. One of the common ones is the proliferator, something like that, whatever. The spray. So it's good to keep an eye on that. Affects the production rate of everything else, the cost of energy. So let's see. Looks like we're underproducing by a few hundred. Oops. So each one produces about 50 each when it's running, which might not actually be a problem here. I think at the moment, no, it is a problem. We're quite low. So storage is empty. So at the ends of the line, they're probably slowly depleting. Or we're just breaking even somehow. What I'm suspecting is happening is this line, it's the output for the blue stuff here. It's not moving fast enough at this point to meet demands, but piling up and stopping this one from running. Not that one yet. I've done this on other lines, so I'll do it here. I'll add a piler to one of these lines here. Quickly go 1, 2, 3. I haven't really tested this, but too much, but this seems to work. So I just go with about 3 of them. Depends on how many get output, or how many get produced here. That creates gaps by stacking the boxes a little higher. Now because I stopped up this, we have to wait for this jam to play out. But if we look at the end of the jam, it'll get shorter and shorter. Kind of like a good old traffic jam. Work its way through eventually. As long as this gap gets further down the line, we're good. If not, we could use another piler. The other benefit of stacking 2 at a time is this building outputs 4 at a time. So 2 goes in, 4 goes out. That's why it's having a hard time with that, but there's enough being produced, then we shouldn't. The ends here are probably a little sparse. Oh no, wait, it would be the other way around. Be the beginnings that deplete first and then the ends. So we have enough going downstream. So probably just need a couple more buildings. We got this one working, which gave us another 50 production. As long as these are now working, you know, then we should have that. Let's see, what does that put us at? He's about 250 still. So I changed the graph to 1 minute so I can see a more recent timeline. Kinda 10 minutes is, I feel like, better data, but because you're not always running at this, or you're not always running at the fastest speeds when you average it out over a longer term, so yeah, it's already back down to around that number. Yeah, so we want to get to a point where this is filling back up, because if I keep adding more production downstream, it'll eventually use up all the spray before I can, and that'll slow down the entire facility. So, probably a good place to start. Add a couple more things to this line, which will put stresses on all kinds of inputs. Other thing is we're running into our artificial star lines here. Very noisy. Hopefully not too noisy, but they're very noisy. Maybe there's a setting for that. They're not real time, so I have to apply them to know their effects. There we go. A little less noise. Okay. So we have 50 interstellar vehicles in space at a time. That's cool. Our logistics systems getting taxed a little more, being used a little more heavily. Cutting off these ends, and since we're on a shift in our grid, I have to think about how I'm going to place this. Might be one of the last I can put on this side before I start expanding out on the other hemisphere. Currently on the north hemisphere. Trying to take up as much space as I can for as long as I can. Got more room on these sprays, but not on the blue. So I guess we'll see where we can place this building. So I only need one line for output. Shift it this way and hope I can still fit this over here. And lay down some conveyor belt. It could be far more efficient with the layer or the conveyor belt I'm choosing to use, but at this point of the game, I have the materials, I guess. Costs way less to build. Well, conveyor belt, I think I'll need all of them blue for the most part as I expand these longer. 30 units, or I should say 30 stacks per second get moved. And that's once you get to these really long lines of production, it becomes helpful to use all of that. Because otherwise you gotta go find in the middle of the conveyor belt where you use an older one and slows everything down. And as kind of shown before, I have many lines to keep track of. So, trying to reduce that little needle and haystack problem if I can. Okay, so that should... Oh wait, this one doesn't... Well, that would help. So here's about 100 getting back in business. Plus the 50 I did before. What's that put me at? I have to wait for it to average up over a minute, but I won't wait the whole minute. I just see if I'm anywhere close. Yeah, probably should put 3 more, so I probably want to exceed consumption. Let's see if I can even fit 3 more on this line. Be a little bit easier now that I've created. Yeah, this is the limiting factor, is this conveyor belt. These guys I can keep extending out. Need more power. Oh, actually, shoot. No, they won't fit. Not sure if I want to keep shifting this over or not at this point. Doesn't really matter. I guess, it's gonna take a little longer, but I could set up in the other hemisphere and see what happens. While I'm over here, let's see if I can get this set up. Get this going. This spray stuff just enhances output. Right now I could have it multiplying speed or product, but I kind of like the idea that it magically creates more product, about 25% more product. The way I like to make it seem more real is instead of magically manufacturing additional product, it efficiently uses, waste or something. So I place this kind of weird. So, get this up and running, and then we'll put power here. But I think that's one too far than what I normally do. There we go. It's nice being able to put the Tesla towers in between. Could keep using these satellite substations, but power distribution, but yeah. I'm gonna stick with the Tesla towers. Especially this far out. I have to keep moving this one anyway as I push this line down. And since I'm adding, let's see, move that over, so I should be able to add 2 more over here. That should be enough, and then I have to fix all the inputs. That's what the buffers are good for. The buffers, I mean, storage. So as this is now pulling more green spray, and I think this is nanotubes. Yeah, carbon nanotubes. So as the 2 inputs ask for more of them, come over here, you'll see that green stuff is going to start getting a dent in it. Now there's more demand on that, and then the tubes are over here. They're going to start having issues keeping up. So, gotta kind of upgrade down the line, or I'll run into shortages in other production lines. Other thing I should watch now that I put more on this output line. Let's see if we're losing production on these now. So I'll have to make a few more pilers. And once I get those, I should be able to do 1, 2, 3. Turn it around. Oh, this problem. So sometimes the way the grid's laid out, we get too close to the facilities here. So a little bit of downtime as we upgrade on this. That should work, and I'll pick up that. And then we'll wait for that to go through, but since just a few of these here, I think that'll be enough. One more for safe measures. I'm probably done extending this line. 1, 2, 3. We'll have to move this guy. Power shuts off. And there. Power back again. 1, 2, 3. I'll move that over here. I don't wish these worked like the spray coaters, where you just stick them directly on a line if there's enough room. I think you need 4 distance apart, but yeah, this can't just sit on a line, and they made the model kind of bulky. Doesn't always sit next to these assembly machines, so yeah. We already know about that, so I can go away. Now we'll start to see this freeing up, which will create enough space for this to output and get running again. We can only hold a stack of 10 in inventory. So down the line here, we still aren't seeing. I mean, we might have stacks of 4 even going in sometimes, at least stacks of 3. Yeah, a couple different stack sizes. Oh yeah, I see what's happening. We're now seeing what because I shut it off a couple of times when it was already at a bad place. Inventory's sitting on the line right now. It's moving, but I have to wait for that to refill. So the only way I know if we'll be ready, as long as we're keeping the inventory in each of the spray coaters topped off, then they can keep spraying. So this number's probably not correct. I don't think it's gone up 100 on me. So 10 minutes. Expecting it still to be around 250. I think there's just temporary high demand because of we don't have stuff just sitting as it was before. Kind of like a ramp up or something demand on the spray. Once these guys get all topped off again, we'll see this line get finally filled up. Oh yeah, that's kind of what's happening too. Not all these stacks are being put out as 4 stacks. So And that's because we're not always getting 4 stacks in and it's shipping out as soon as it can. Might still need more production. No, looks like it's just a slowly overtaking. Yeah, so you gotta remember, like, each line is using spray at a different rate. Some of them are quick like this. This line I know that's particularly slow. This line is kind of slow. So here's the output flowing through, and it just like throws 2 at a time, or a few at a time comes through. So it's not going to be used up as quickly. Therefore, you get different. When we didn't have a steady supply like we do now of blue spray, you know, it gets all empties out these things and creates a temporary high demand, which wouldn't actually be there normally. Which is why we saw a high demand number in the 1 minute at least. The problem with statistics that are too responsive, like, you know, averages over short periods of time. They can predict really weird or over exaggerated trends. So I like jumping between the 10 and the 1 minute. Let's see. Now that we've tackled, oh, that's gonna be a problem soon, but yeah, let's see. We haven't had any issues with we haven't extended yet this production, and this produces 100 per building minute, so was I down by 100 or 2? No, it'll be down by, what was it doing before? Yeah, we're just down by, like, I can place 2 of these buildings and be fine. Again, because of the new demand on this, I think it's giving me the wrong numbers. Temporary startup demand shock or something. I don't know what to call it. Or it has a name. I gotta get one of these over here. And yeah, to finish these lines, we can just need 2 more of these. There we go. I haven't looked at the carbon fiber yet. I'm a little worried to look at it, but I think I already started a line in the other hemisphere, so. Okay, let's just, I think that's about 1 or, let's see what the difference is on it. 10 minute. Being about 100. 1 minute. Hopefully it's not that big of a problem yet. Okay, let's now we're in the south hemisphere. Put out these lines. And copy over. What do we need? 30. I'm gonna do. I want to do 2, but something tells me I'm gonna have to do 3 to stay on top of this. Other things use this material. All downstream production gets compromised, and I'll have a harder time starting it back up. Let's place that. There we go. And then we've added a few of these. I'm gonna add a few more of these, but something I've done previously is applied, or has this foundation material stuff mass produced for me by a factory, so I can quickly extend this, and these little flying drones will come and drop off more materials as I use them, even the conveyor belt tracks. That way I don't spend as much time building stuff. I'm waiting for it. So, output, output. This one has 2 output lines. And I like to copy it to keep them straight. They can become a mess otherwise. Oh no. What did we run into here? Oh, it still needs more foundation. That's better than what I thought. I thought we were already on enough space. Here we go. So one there, and I need to extend. This, so turn an ice into carbon, then carbon into, what is this, graphene, just a type of carbon, and then graphene is being used to turn into carbon nanotubes. Really doesn't matter, it just turns into inputs and outputs. That's why I like building in this way. I can easily just keep going down the line. So I have this wind farm, kinda just emergency power, but I might have to move it somewhere. Complete planetary shutdown of power is a real pain in the neck to start up from. I have to detach sections of the power grid, and then I have to get this line, and I think this line product. Yeah, all this bunch of lines have to be back up and running. But the first thing I did on this planet was set up this antimatter rod fuel production. All these are, looks like they're top, no, except that one. Most of them are topped off with 20 fuel rods. Whole line's jammed up because demand's not that great. Oh. What do we have here? I'm trying to remember. These guys go into here. And this has got 10,000 stored. I'm trying to remember how I get these things out. I thought I had a place where I'm shipping them over here. Yep. I should check my own antimatter, make sure I'm not running low. Kinda hard to run low on this stuff though. It takes so long to burn through. Lots of power. This is getting flown by drone. I don't need anything super complex here. Over to my artificial stars. Put out most of my power on this planet. Looks like here's another problem you can see right there is I'm about to go run out of power. Well, I'm already running out of power. Production is slowed to 2%, which could be part of the problem. But these here, you'll see it's like 2% production slowed on all these buildings, and be part of the reason why I don't have enough glue spray. But also just by placing, I might have just created the problem by placing more production down. So, did I create a factory for these star things? Where are they? Here? Oh good, looks like I did. Giving myself 10 at a time. It's another tiny inefficiency here is really probably don't need anything this severe, these sorters. Probably use something cheaper, but yeah, I'm trying to simplify what I have to maintain. Put down maybe, I don't know, a handful of these. Maybe to this line. So do that guy, and then I think this one is over here. Should be able to possibly fit one more. Yeah, right here. And then another one on here. And there we go. That'll add to the demand on the antimatter. So where's that? Here we go. Antimatter reduction. Hopefully it'll be better than demand. So we might need to fix that. I mean, a lot of them are jammed up right now, but that only needs to be 1 unit per minute too many for that whole jam to be created. And that's all just inventory then. So hopefully we can resolve that. I can't really have my power assist stuff threatened too much. Here's a case where a very responsive thing goes all over the place. It's like you need 40 per minute, and then you need 80 per minute, and then you need who knows what. So might jump over to an hour and see. I won't be able to see the change in it yet, but see how close we are to needing production. So in 10 minutes. I think because we saw the production was pretty much stopped, so as soon as demand increases on it, more of these will start up, which will increase the amount produced. When you have this yellow dot on there, it means that factory is not included. So it kind of scales down. I do wonder if it still uses, I guess it's always using all the power, even though, no wait, this one's running, and you're using 2.7 milliwatts. This one's stopped and just chilling at 24 kilowatts. That's another reason I needed to expand power. As soon as some of these factories turn on, it can be a huge power drain. So you want to get ahead of that power surge. I mean, this chart becomes less and less useful because, like, you know, as the number total gets bigger, it's like every incremental changes. It's a smaller part of the chart. So I don't know. I could run the math, but whatever 400 megawatts is to one of these guys running at 100%, so about 3 to 400, I don't know, over 100 more factories and get going before I need to upgrade power again. Another piece of this whole operation is here's the launching of Dyson Sphere parts, and when we're facing the right direction on the planet, we got the rail guns here just shooting up our rail ejectors, I guess, to send up our solar sails. So, kind of on the nighttime side right now. We got all these guys flying around, going to their destinations. Looks like some solar sails are still floating around. Not sure if they're just waiting or if they're rebuilding the cloud. They might need to go find their destination still. Okay. So, well, blue stuff's close to being finished. I just realized I still need to get to the orange spray. Now that I've put stress on the line from the green stuff expanding. We'll see how off we are on that. 10 minutes. I'm just seeing it go, the average go over, and trying to see where and when that happened. You know, this is the old, well, that's old consumption, new consumption. So the average is kind of getting there. Take a look at this average. Yeah, it's very close. I'll probably just need one more. This produces a ton. It's like over 200 units. So we'll just do one more of these. Inputs coal, outputs spray. Okay, I'm not sure what it's complaining about here. That I should keep. And then see if I can. Am I missing something? It says it's colliding with an object. That's one away. And it can go here but not there. It's probably the corner colliding with this. I'll reconstruct that maybe. No. Well, didn't want to do that. Go delete active. No. It just doesn't like that. Okay. We'll put it here. And I'll reattach this. And luckily I don't have to tell anyone about all that downtime I just created. There, that should be good. That should be the last until I need for a little while. So okay, let's see. We still have problems with the blue, but as we can see, the lines look like they're filled up. Yeah, I mean, this is the main output line here, so. Okay. Not sure what I'm gonna do about that yet, but hoping we start to see this actually fill eventually. And that way we can get. It's better on the system to just have these at 4 stacks going out. Funny that this mine's been here forever. This can run at 100% right now. 300%. But yeah. Trying to get through this stack of stone we got. I guess it's 73 minutes or so. And I got these small sections of stone also being worked on. There's some stone there. I'll wait until that one's done and then move it. I can also bury the stone, but I don't really need the production yet. So I'll wait. I can always go to the southern hemisphere. just across the line of logistics centers here. We got our first rails firing. If it turns a little bit more, we'll see the rest of the rails going. Got one other Dyson Sphere I'm building at the same time. Don't think I can output more than that for now. This is the, I believe, an O-type star. But yeah, it should be one of the largest things I got, or one of the most powerful for generating power on my star cluster. So, as you see, it's firing out the materials to build these structures. Structure of this frame here. And then we got all this great solar panel sections trying to fill in. I had a period of time where I didn't realize the solar panels weren't firing, and it's some kind of the orbit of the planet and have a really good position for 24-hour, pointing at the I shouldn't say 24-hour, it's a different planet, but didn't have constant line of sight. Planet's somewhere over there, but right now it's firing on a day-night cycle as well. So, at least for the solar panel stuff. Kind of be nice if we could launch some of these solar panels up in these launch sites, but not an item in the game, so just live with what we got. Okay, so thinking through this supply chain here, what did I miss? Coal. What are these based off again? Yeah, more coal. But yeah, that's probably the thing I forgot to expand. Is the diamond production and diamond production. Here. Okay. Another item that gets used in a couple things. Get this line extended. It needs coal, so let's shoot. Everything's about to slow down. We have a coal shortage. The entire star cluster producing enough coal, but we'll probably need to extend that. It's been shipped from another solar system, so I gotta look into this center, what I'm calling a center line, but this one line of logistics centers are mostly inputs, and then the line closer to the factories are outputs. Try to keep things somewhat simple, even if the spaghetti system there is going. Yeah, it's definitely could use some work. Okay, what do we got? So this still has stuff, that still has stuff, so we're not in a shortage yet. You're having an output issue, but you have storage of it. Did we just get that in stock, possibly? Currently have 2 lines. So I'm already doubling up, trying to put as much as possible on a line. 2 lines out. One goes into this splitter. Why? I'm trying to remember, why did I do this? I know I was trying to get them both on the same line. Probably the answer, but one goes out in this one goes out in this one, and then I try to stick them on the same line. That's like, makes no sense. I don't need that to work that way to go on the same line. Oh, no, I'm splitting them onto two different lines. Still, I'm a little confused by this logic here. That goes in. This goes into here. I wouldn't be surprised if I was brain dead when trying to solve this problem before and made it worse. Or at least created a problem for future me. So this is going this way, then why would I send those which have already been coded? This has its own line going that way. I think I see what I did. I created a dedicated line because of how fast this runs. It's like every 0.5 seconds. That's one of the fastest probably running factories. This is a dedicated line, and this is a secondary line that goes out and around and in. Secondary line does it prioritize? No, it just can stick stuff over there. But I might... Oh, there's two outputs then. I mean, what looks to be the problem is the splitting. Obviously more can go on this line. So they should be 4 stacks. Yeah, 8 every 2 stacks. So... and then they get split. Is this... I think at the end here we're not getting... yep. Okay. I think I get what's going on now. I either draw another output out of the tower, which is a possibility, but not a big fan of all these splitter systems that have been setting up for high demand stuff. I'll show you a chaos one right here. The hydrogen splitter system. So my understanding is if I was to use something like this, I only get single stacks. Oh shoot, there's actually piling up in there too. But yeah, if I do that, I get single stacks. Apparently though, it's also in single stacks, they're not great. Because it means that we have space still on this line that could be filled up. So, what's the plan? Well, we're not trying to fix hydrogen right now. That's the best system I have right now for dealing with this kind of thing. So, like I said, what we're seeing is there's gaps in the line, so there's more pressure, or essentially more bandwidth, or whatever you fill these lines with. One solution, I guess, would be just to fly the material over there and have it come out from another tower rather than splitting it. So this is basically the raw coal. This is the sprayed coal. So that's two different things essentially, so if I wanted to do that, it wouldn't know the difference from that, but if I, let's say, go over this guy who I'm not using, set up, put all the sprayed coal into there, or at least have one output line go into there with sprayed coal. I would delete all of this line. There's a secondary coal line, where'd that go? Probably goes into a tower already. I'm not seeing it. Oh, well. I'm already trying to shove them both on the same line. Didn't see that. Okay. And then once we get here, we're still not seeing enough. And I think, why would have those... Yeah, I don't really want to bypass this system. I have a feeling I built this system because the spray stuff took too much coal to not have this kind of system. I expand the system, I need to make some space. Probably by moving this blue line. These are the worst problems to solve for me. I have 2 spray outputs. What's confusing to me too is, like, I don't see this flowing really fast. Which means these are bottlenecking for some reason. Or it has to do with the fact that this is sending out a 3-way output. No, wait, but it should still... What if I did that? Prioritize that. So it knows that's the priority output from that one. Why are we still backed up? Why is it not shoving these through? I feel like there's a case where somewhere in here I have like a slow track or something. Oh, there's another way I can check this. As long as these errors go inside, then I know I've upgraded everything. Splitter, what's your speed? Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, like I said, the thing's confusing me is these guys not really going out as very fast. They're just kind of stuck here. I expect it with this one because it's a dedicated line. This raises the other question, why did I do this in the first place? Why don't I just let it all go out that way? It's one less thing to split. This is probably the easiest solution. I don't know if that looks too much better. I think what was happening is kind of... I wonder if there's just a graphical error where we're not seeing this move. Oh well. Is it splitting my stacks up? No, it shouldn't be. I was very perplexed on this one. Well, I think we're getting more throughput. It's not as much as I want, but I we can start to see the stack up at the end of the line. We know we're good. No. I might just have to extend another line out and figure out how to wire it into the splitter and get it also. I'm just really confused by the lack of movement over here. Like I said, it could be graphical. Seen some weird graphical slowdowns as I've been building this planet. Not quite sure how I'm going to deal with it though, with extending this line. I feel like I want to redesign this whole thing now, but not ideal. So, quick fix. Is probably to have a dedicated line that just fills in the gaps on this line. This has its own dedicated, so that should be, it's running fine with it, so. Technically not a bypass. How do I want to make this now? Ideally... Okay, let's go for... I need a line here. Don't know how I'm gonna get to this line here, but we need one there. We need a sprayer. Blue stuff. And we'll do something with this output. And I'm gonna do something quick and dirty because it's been enough time staring at this problem. And come back and make it future person's problem all over again. Okay, I just need it. Wait a minute, that's not the line I want to have. Okay, where's that? I need the tabby thing. Show up. There. And I put all that in my inventory and we'll run our next line. If I can see it. There it is. So it's the new auto figure it out thing. Figure it out. And now you can see why everything's a giant snake mess. As for the output, you just put it up to the light somewhere over here. Did I make that too long? Oh, that's right. There we go. That line fills the other line. Quick and dirty method. I did want to do a more complex method, but now they both have dedicated lines and separate non-dedicated lines. Or one shared line, I should say. So centered shared line. That works. Now we should see this is fully stocked. 4 stacks, so we gotta get to the end of this line and see if we're actually fixing the problem. Looks like it's in better shape than it was. Luckily, it doesn't look like the diamonds ran out. So we were running low on the graphite, but not completely, so that's good. Go for... Okay. The diamonds, let's see how we're doing with those again. They got sidetracked. They tracked it a little bit. Just a bit. I don't like that difference. Okay, 500. Probably have to... Yeah, I don't know. How many 75 each? There, we need 7 of them. Which is gonna really hurt the graph, but I don't like these numbers. Getting to the very narrow, small part of the planet. I think this is normally 1-to-1, which is kind of annoying. 7 to 1 means 7 of the other. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I laid out enough. I don't know what I'm gonna do about these things, so the graphite, yeah. Just fixed that problem. Hopefully there's enough bandwidth on this line to handle this extra production I just added. Should probably take another look. Yep, we're still good. Still swell on that. Blue stuff's the only other thing I gotta worry about, but extending all these high output things, well, hopefully can handle the extension it needed for itself, otherwise I wouldn't have enough for other things. Okay. Where we go? Matrix production's fine. Blue stuff. That's good. That's good. So what's put us diamonds and graphite. Graphite maybe still short. Surprised me. Well, I just added some, so let's take a look. Oh, might be good. Just extended that output a little bit more. It also was down for a while, so the long-term numbers, I might not need to extend it by that much. And some of these at the end weren't even running. So I fixed that, and then I have 7 of those, so I'm gonna let that run a little bit. Check the diamond numbers real quick before I forget. Where are they? Here. 10 minutes, not gonna be helpful. There you go, the new numbers are looking like we want to see. Okay. Yeah. All the challenges of fixing downstream problems. Oh shoot. Talk about downstream problems. I just thought of one. I added all this extra to the line. Now I have to make sure everything's clearing the line okay. You think you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna add one more of these, and the next thing you know, you get something like this, where it's like you have one non-operational smelter. Well, I can try to put another piler down. I just don't know if I want to. I don't know if they'll fit is really the problem. How good it fits. Never sure about the way these lines are on this planet. They don't always seem evenly spaced. That should make all the time in production operational. Let's check this line. Not seeing any problems yet on the graphite. But they have a few more pilers and really weird cracks. Gonna ignore for now. Let's see if this one clears okay. Feel like that's not draining at all. Oh wait, I just saw an opening, I think reach it. 52, 53. Yeah, it eventually gets to drain a little bit. Hopefully that works itself out. We're already pretty much out of diamonds, but we might be filling them back up again. I'm not sure if we're coming or going on graphite though. Let's take a look. Oh, I just went around too far that way. Where? Oh, where? Here it is. Might need more graphite production. Not according to the 10-minute one. There was just a jump. That hasn't panned out yet. Yeah, I'm gonna trust the 1 minute at the moment. Place one more down. Since this is important for making sprays, if we run out of this, things become a problem. Oh, so, I don't know. Gotta keep up with it. Maybe, possibly, I don't know if this will fit. There's a trick you can do where it's like, go out real long. I'm not even attached to that. Okay. It almost looks straight. And then you do something like that, and yeah. Make even more work for yourself. Okay. I don't even know how I went around this corner. Oh, it just goes there. That's nice. Apparently I didn't have inventory to handle that break I just caused. Okay, delete a piece and then delete the whole thing. That might not be the right distance. Oh well. Get rid of those. Get rid of that. I think I have to use this line here. And this line here. Oh. in. There we go. Yeah, making these shifts have been a pain. Might stop building titanium at this point, especially since I don't think there's even enough room for a titanium line to be extended any further. Hoping it's actually a shorter long-term average on the graphite, because this average is a little more extreme than I thought it would be. Once again, we can always just check to see how much this is draining. It's floating around 5,000, but it did dip to 4,000 briefly. We haven't seen diamonds pick up either. Is this line still good? I think I prioritized it. Actually, it's the only line coming out of here right now. Oh, because I'm shipping it out. Okay. I just left this here. I'm not gonna bother messing with it. I want to get rid of it because it's not needed, but don't need to shock the system right now. Which way to... Here it is. A lot of hydrogen just sitting around. Oops. Get rid of this hydrogen. Oops. Get rid of this coal. And then I really don't need any of the sprays on me. Actually, picking up inventory that I need. Probably have to extend blue again soon, but I'm not gonna worry about it unless I start seeing this line completely deplete. Should check the pilers real quick. Not a problem. Yeah, at least the 4 stacks pretty much make it to the end of most of these lines. So I've been really happy with that setup. These guys. I think they're just not needing to output anything at the moment. Check storage to confirm. Yep, storage is full. Just got a research speed upgrade. I should check on the research stuff soon. Just curious if we're stockpiling or what's happening. Yeah, the glass stuff. It all backed up. I was working on this before. It's a pain. I'm gonna ignore it for now, even if it's kind of a major thing. Just kind of. And over here, we have our, I don't know what to call them, our buildings, our conveyor belts. Our logistics chips, even some chargers. So we can have some charged batteries. The last thing we did was make ourselves some artificial star factories. When I'm on this planet, I can just get some delivery drones, come by and fill up anything I'm missing. Yeah, this has been helpful for keeping. It's like an unlimited supply of building materials to keep this planet expanding. It takes so long on some of this other stuff. Coming up with new fixes for high volume conveyor belts and who knows what. I'll probably have to go to another planet eventually, work on some of the mining. That's gonna be an issue soon. I forgot to clean up after myself. I'll deal with that later. Okay. There it is. There's the blue gas giant and the planet where I still have my matrix production and such. The remnants of my starting planet. So, good. Good on antimatter. Good on green. All the colors are actually good. No shortage in the colors. Let's go over here. I was wondering if I was actually stockpiling. Yep, looks like it. Or just barely. I pop over here. I have another. Nah, I'm not stockpiling. Just using it too fast. These are the two research towers. Just the old storage for blue I'm still using. My original storage for some of these others. Like purple's the only one having some issues. Not really. Looks like we also have this. Fully stocked. Just putting them out as fast as I can. So my chaotic old setup. Some of the production over here. Shipping in parts. Looks like I'm still low on the broadband stuff. Ignore it for now. Have enough green anyway. I think that's for green. No, that's actually the probably the missing thing on purple. This is just here because of the stone. There's a little bit of coal left in here, but I can manually transport that. I can get rid of some of this stuff. This is the remote supply for stone that's left on this planet. This is the remote supply for water. Looks like we're still doing okay with that. There's not much crude oil left to deal with. I still have deuterium here. What's going on with that? I think that's just oil storage. So yeah, stone's not getting used very quickly. I could use it to make some other stuff, but I can just ship other stuff from planets much faster, more reliable. My old power station here. using batteries for a while. I just keep the batteries going in a loop to fill up these little lines every time one gets used. It doesn't really put out that much power though. It's like, well, this whole planet. Let's see, what do we... We're at 5 gigawatts on the other planet. This planet's only 97 megawatts. Definitely was greater at one point, but I've downsized a lot. Basically, I have geothermals charging those batteries and shipping them over, and then, there's probably some loss with all that system, but I'm not too worried about it. Do some antimatter production, the first place. And look, we even have an extra. I left at least one antimatter. Well, at least artificial star, I should say. Thing in case we ever need it. Or is it the consumption goes up enough, maybe. I don't even think there's anything to supply these anymore. Once these are out, this thing stops. I used to have mining, raw resources were refined here. Then there's a long line of factories here. And then I, for some reason, separated out chemical plants on this side. And then the annoying problem happened where they ran into each other in the middle. So that's why I redesigned everything for the other planet. Pop over to... oh, too far. Maybe within the solar system. Let's see, wherever everything is flying to, I guess. Most popular planet in the whole. Not letting me spin around it, weirdly. Okay. Yeah, most popular planet in this star cluster, most likely. Yeah, I got things being shipped back and forth here, and then every once in a while a shipment goes all the way out here. Some weird rotation lock. I don't know if I toggled that by accident. Strange. Sure, there's some setting for that somewhere. Go clean up my mess real quick. Back. Hold wheel button to rotate camera. Oh. You know what was happening? Just used to other software. Nobody changes their key configs, and I don't feel like changing around on every different 3D software I use. Ugh. Wish there was a 3D standard. I know like there are flight controls. Well, sometimes there are. Sure, different flight system softwares mess that one up every once in a while. Space flight's another, control system type that hasn't been standardized. And also I don't know if anyone's really categorized all the different spaceflight control schemes and physics sims of different type. Some of them are a lot like airplane flying, while others are much more like some kind of pseudo space simulation. Few games try for semi-realistic. They're always fun because then you actually get the feeling like you're flying a spaceship. trying to stabilize it and stop it from floating into things like a boat. Just floating into the dock and ramming the dock or something. Something we'll have to design for in the future too is just like space docks. It's like can't really come to a complete stop, so you have to eventually have. I mean, we already have docking systems on space station for capsules, but that'll be funny. Yeah, we'll eventually have to figure out magnets or suction cups or who knows what, depending on the different materials we choose to use. Or you just use big claws or clamps. Okay, so where's this stuff? Just eyeing some of these lines here. Oh, I still don't have much space. I gotta drop off the deuterium, which needs to be coated. Deuterium lines are here. Here they are. I'll just stick it at the end. Not sure there's a way to just drop them all into the conveyor belt, but I don't know of it, so next best thing. I was going for an achievement here, but I'll probably have to do that somewhere else. You have to have like a bunch of these running continuously to get some output number. I don't know where it was. But yeah, I thought it was just like total graded this way, but it was a little bit different than that. So this, I think you needed per minute or something like that, graded by this or method, fractal or whatever they're called. Let's see. Oh no, what did we run out of? Titanium. We were just looking at that line. I know how painful it's gonna be to upgrade. Okay. Let's go for that. Okay. Drop all that off yonder. Definitely always work. I mean, there's a way to stabilize this until you run out of raw materials, but you keep extending these lines this way, you'll never run out of work. I really don't like these. I'm probably gonna have to create lines at the end of the planet to keep these things supplied. Main filters for the quantum chips. I think it was like, what is it, 4 per every quantum chip or something like that. Every time I put it down quantum chip factory, and you see I have a lot of them. Those are plain filters actually. Quantum chips ended here. I have to have 4 plain filters, I think, for every quantum chip factory. I have to maintain all that. because a lot of things are using those and not using these gravitational lenses, then yeah, I don't need to make as many of these factories right now. Let's see. I'm actually doing well on the quantum chips as well, so oh, I really don't have to worry about the planes filters, but yeah, titanium's gonna be a pain. I'll set that up later. But yeah, as far as production goes on some of the end materials, only at around 50. Well, let me get an average. Not very useful, those numbers. About 50 small carrier rockets for building the Dyson Sphere structures. And we're at let's see, where's the solar sails? There they are. So, solar sails, yeah, we're obviously producing a ton more of those, but it takes many times those to do anything. Also should mention on my fourth sphere here, the shell. So yeah, it's kind of to look at 21 for just a, you know, whatever we want to call this, 3.25 or something like that. I don't know. And then the first one's at 40 gigawatts. So I'm wondering if I'm just not getting a constant stream. I forget how many launchers I have over there. It just be not many launchers. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is what I got going so far. Choosing pretty much just a line pattern for producing everything here. It's kind of already shown, somewhat easy to extend, but due to the nature of planets not being, you know, endlessly parallel, we do have some limitations. Some lines are definitely going to be longer than others. And because I didn't feel like planning, I don't have the most optimal setup of putting certain production things next to each other. And it just focused on, instead of which one would optimize space, I focused on closeness or proximity to required inputs and such. Yep. Let's see. If I was to continue, I would have pretty much the titanium problem to solve. And then I'd have to extend blue spray line. Yep, so I'm probably gonna say that's enough for tonight. Probably if I had a little more energy, I would keep solving the next problem and the next problem and the next problem. But right now, I think I need a bit of a break, so. Yep. Have a good night.